Okay, hello. This is my video for check-in number 7 for today. And this week I've spent a lot of time just trying to learn the material that's in chapter 15. I know you said that this is one of the more difficult chapters that we have to work on this semester, and so I've been trying my best to slow down as I take notes and watch your videos to really understand the material. I've tried to spend some extra time doing that this week. So far, I think I've probably spent around 14 or 15 hours in this course, and so far I've made it through about half of the videos for this chapter, or maybe just past that. But the videos that I'm watching now, a lot of them have been example problems, which has been really good because I feel like the material is a little confusing as we were just talking about it conceptually, and doing the additional example problems have helped me to understand the material and get a better grasp on the different equations that we're using. And so chapter 15 is basically, we're going back to a study of kinematics like we did in the beginning of the semester, except this time we're studying kinematics for a rigid body instead of just a particle. And so because of that, we also have to take into consideration the rotational section as well as the translational. And so I've just been trying to familiarize myself with the equations that deal with that, and then also try to understand the special cases where terms in our equations for chapter 15 will cancel out. And so right now, a lot of the things I've been trying to study and understand is the problems that have to do with general plane motion, where your rigid body is only moving in one plane, so it's kind of trapped in that plane. And that section's making a little bit more sense to me than the original problems we were doing, where the axis was rotating as well, where we had the two different axes, where you talked about the penny on a record player. That example did help me to understand that, but the problems where some of those terms cancel out are obviously a little bit easier to grasp. But so far, I think I've done 2 homework problems is all, but I've been doing those in reverse order, like you mentioned, because we're starting at the end of the chapter and kind of working backwards. And so I worked on problem number 10, which has to do with, it basically looks like a caster, where you have a wheel spinning that's attached to another rod. And so in that problem you have 2 different omega terms. And then in problem number 9, you basically had a collar that would slide on a rod, and that collar was also attached to another rod where it was pinned. And so in those problems we had to use the information that we've learned in chapter 15. And so basically, to just kind of summarize what I have been learning this chapter and focusing on is really just trying to understand those general equations for chapter 15 for both velocity and acceleration, and trying to understand what each term means, what it actually does, and when those specific terms will cancel out. And I've also spent quite a bit of time trying to refresh my memory on doing cross products. I feel pretty comfortable with completing cross products, but just keeping the 3D aspect of it straight on when we're in the I, J, or K direction, and knowing what term to put, what direction to put for each term. But so far, I think chapter 15 is going well. I know it's a difficult chapter and there's a lot to learn in it, but I feel like I'm starting to grasp the overall concept of what we're trying to solve, and I'm hoping that as I am able to do more example problems tomorrow and this upcoming week, that doing more problems will help me to really get a grasp of these equations and how to do the problem solving steps for this chapter. But overall, I think it's going well. I just need to spend some more time reviewing and practicing it. But that's all I have for this week, so thank you.